What is up, everybody? MJ07 here, and welcome back to another theory. Yeah, I love these theories, and I've been wanting to do one. It was last summer that I did one, and that was like a long time ago, so I'm gonna do a new one, another one, a Pokemon one. Sorry, so many Pokemon videos, but I'm going Pokemon crazy. Pokemon Sun and Moon are coming out. I've gotten back into the anime. Pokemon Go has recently died. That doesn't seem like a good thing, but yeah, it's just amazing how much Pokemon is happening right now. I'm excited to do more Pokemon videos. I'm trying to dial it down a little because my last two top 10s have been about Pokemon. I want to do less Pokemon videos, and so yeah, that ain't happening. And so yeah, I'm gonna be doing a new Pokemon theory. As you can see by the title, you know what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be figuring out who is the second heaviest Pokemon in the entire world. Basically, the reason I'm doing second is because before I was gonna do who's the heaviest Pokemon, but then I realized there's Wailord. Nothing can be heavier than Wailord. And so, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna say Wailord's the heaviest Pokemon, because, let's be honest, guys, it's a whale. He's a whale. And yeah, so let's get into my first category. I have three Pokemon that I'm gonna choose from for which one could be the second heaviest Pokemon. So here is my first Pokemon for you guys. The first Pokemon I'm gonna be counting on this list is Snorlax. In the original, not the original, but Gen 2 anime, when Gary and Ash finally face off in a real 6-on-6 battle in the Johto League, Professor Oak is there, and he states that basically Charizard's trying to lift up a Golem while using Seismic Toss. Professor Oak states that Gollum is an extremely heavy Pokemon, only behind Snorlax. And, of course, Snorlax, would be on this list. Snorlax eats so much food, the only way it's able to evolve is by eating so much food that it becomes so big that it has to evolve into something bigger, eating even more food. That has got to give you some weight, and it's got to be extremely heavy. The only way you can actually wake it up from its sleep is by playing a flute. I know that doesn't seem real, but it's so heavy that you have to play a flute, that means you can't lift it, you can't move it. It's that's the only way that you can actually wake it up from its sleep. That's incredible, and that must mean that it is extremely heavy. Back in Gen 2, before Wailord was invented, it was the heaviest Pokemon, which is why it's on this list, because Wailord is, of course, created, because I'm talking about it right now, and so it's created right now, but Snorlax has probably been debunked from the heaviest Pokemon, and is now at this place. It's eaten so much food that it, when it's a Munchlax, the only way it can evolve, one of the best ways it can evolve, is that it eats so much food, it's so big, that it has to grow and evolve into a bigger thing that eats more food. That is heavy. The second Pokemon I have in this list is Gollum. Gollum is, of course, as I said in the last thing, Gollum is only weighs less than Snorlax, which means, yeah, it could be the second heaviest Pokemon, because we still have more facts, and we can put not science, but logic, in front of Snorlax. Gollum is just a big boulder. It's a moving rock. It's a body inside of a rock that can roll around. That's what it is. Now, a rock, you'd think, well, that's not that heavy. When I first thought of this, I was like, well, Gollum, it can't be that heavy. But then I remembered boulders. It's a giant boulder, not a rock, a boulder. Boulders are extremely different from rocks. Rocks are those things you can find in backyards, parks, school playgrounds, all those kind of good things. Boulders are the things you find in mountains that you can't lift, you can't move without machines or anything like that. Boulders are the heavy things. Golem is a boulder. Golem has the potential of being the second heaviest Pokemon because Golem is, well, it's a rock. It has a body inside of a boulder. And being my favorite rock type, if you guys haven't seen my favorite Pokemon of each type video, go check that out. It's freaking awesome. And yeah, Golem is my favorite rock type, which if that's not the reason I put it on this list, because it is a rock. It's a giant rock, a body inside of a boulder, which has to be heavy. If Charizard can barely lift it thing, well, that doesn't make too much sense, because if you can lift it, then, well, how's it that heavy? But did you see how much he struggled? He struggled a lot. Like a lot. The third and final Pokemon that I have on this list is Blastoise. Now, before you say anything, Blastoise isn't that heavy, you're wrong, okay? Blastoise is heavy, like extremely heavy. Blastoise, like, it's a giant tortoise. Well, a turtle. It's a turtle, but it's got this. It's let's admit, let's just compare it to a tortoise. Come on, come on. Anyway, Blastoise is a tortoise. Have you ever tried lifting up a tortoise? You're not gonna get very far. Tortoises are extremely heavy, weigh at a high amount of weight. For a normal tortoise, they could weigh extremely high. They could weigh so much that, I know that people have broken their backs trying to lift tortoises. It's crazy. Like, you can't lift a tortoise that easily unless you, try every day. Plus, tortoises don't want to be lifted, so it's going to be hard. But that's not the case. But the thing that makes Blastoise so heavy is its typing. It's a water type. It has cannons that shoot water out of it. But where is that water? Well, unless it's its spit, which would be horribly gross. I don't think Game Freak would ever do something like that. It must be inside of its entire body, shooting water out of its body. Now, have you ever tried lifting a bucket of water? You have a pail of water that you're trying to make a sandcastle at the beach. It's actually heavier than you actually thought. Now, let that sink in. You have a giant tortoise filled with tons of water. That's heavy. Extremely heavy. So, yeah, I don't encourage you to lift a Blastoise. So now we're down to the final choosing. Which Pokemon is the heaviest Pokemon of all, well, the second heaviest Pokemon of all time? Now, let me give you the third place, and then I'll give you the first place, because if I give you the first place, then you can figure out who's in second place, unless you're an idiot. Now, in third place, I have to give it to Gollum. Now, when I said that Golem's a giant boulder, it's heavy, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be hard to lift, but Golem is not as heavy or as hard to lift as the other two Pokemon, Snorlax and Blastoise, that I listed earlier. Now, let me just say this again. With its body, its body has to weigh less than its rock that is protecting it. And with all that space that it's covering, taking out of the boulder, it's going to weigh less. So we don't know how big Golem's actual body is. Not including the rock. We don't know how big his body is. Meaning that it's kind of unknown how much it can actually weigh. So, all these, he could be extremely skinny, making him weigh more. Or he could be extremely fat inside the rock, only having a tiny amount of rock protecting its inner body. Meaning that it's still unknown how much a Golem can actually weigh, and that is why I put it at third place. So now we're at the winner's spot. Who is the second heaviest Pokemon of all Pokemon? Now, let me just say, before I give you the first place winner, I do not hate the second place winner. I love all of these Pokemon, including Wailord, because Wailord's a freaking whale. Whales are awesome. All these Pokemon are great Pokemon, and I love them incredibly. And so, yes, I just want you to know that before I give you the first place winner, and maybe one of these Pokemon is your favorite. I'm sorry if they are. I'm sorry if the second place Pokemon is your favorite. I'm sorry, but this is just my opinion, and this is not by favorites. It's by how heavy they are. I just want to point that out there. And the first place winner is, drum roll please. That was a horrible drum roll. Blastoise. Blastoise has to be heavy. I know Snorlax is awesome. I know he's great, but Blastoise, all that water inside him, plus he's a giant tortoise. He's just he has to be incredibly heavy. Blastoise gets the win for this theory, and I'm sorry that if Snorlax is your favorite Pokemon, but come on, Blastoise, when I tell you the logic behind it, Blastoise, you're now thinking, well, Blastoise is probably heavier than Snorlax. Maybe you're not. I don't care. It's my theory, and I'm going to let you live on your opinion. I'm going to let me live on my opinion, and yes. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I actually really enjoyed doing this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I will see you all later. Bye!